done. All right, where do I begin? Ladies and gentlemen, the ute has been sold. Now, the ute wasn't actually for sale. There is a bit of a story attached to how this all came together, and I want to introduce you guys to the buyer. It's actually pretty cool. I think it's one of very few circumstances where I feel like I would have seen myself letting go of this car. If you're new to the channel, if you've just come across this, my 1995 VS Commodore Ute, blown 5-litre V8, 5-speed manual, and I've owned this car for just over 13 years. Those who have been around for a while are probably a little bit surprised as to why I'm selling it. I know my wife and my parents were surprised when I told them that the ute was going to a new home. But the deal is done. The buyer will be coming to get it in a couple of days. So what you're about to see is essentially my last days with the car, but we're going to give a fitting send off in that I want to give it a good wash. I want to take some photos with my boys just for memory's sake. I want to take it for one last drive before it goes. Why don't we pull her out of the shed and give it a tub. There you have it. She's all washed up, looking her Sunday best. Now, did it even really need a wash? Not really. She's just a black car, which means it always looks fucking dirty. But I want her to look nice when she leaves to go to a new home. I want her to look pretty. And I guess this is kind of like when one of your close mates is moving away and you go for that one last pub lunch, spend a bit of time together and talk about the old days. I guess I'm just starting to get a little bit sentimental. Because it really was a hard decision to decide whether or not I was going to let this thing go. Like I said, I had no intentions of selling it. I was always going to keep it. And once the SLE behind me was finished, then, you know, we were going to do something with it. Maybe do a bit of a drag and drive build, or, you know, just make it something a little bit extra, you know. Push the limits of the old Holden 5-litre a bit with it and just see where we go. But the reality is that the budget has blown out on this car, and because of that it's kind of stagnated, obviously just due to funds and time and what have you. In the meantime, it means that this thing sits a lot of the time. Both my wife and I work full-time. I'm a shift worker. She runs her own business and we got 2 kids, which means a lot of the time on my day off, my wife will be at work. The weather might be beautiful and it'd be great to take the ute out for a pub run, but I can't put 2 kids in it, which means a lot of the time it stays here. Great single man's rig, go out for pub runs with the boys, motivation, events, this and that. You know, it's fucking, honestly, it's such a good, no fuss Sunday cruiser, being that it's a, you know, a stock bottom end 5 litres with a blower on top of it, 5-speed manual. It's no powerhouse by any means. 330 real horsepower is nothing by today's standards, but it is still pretty peppy on the street, and the noises it makes, it does bring a real smile to your dial. What would also bring a smile to my dial though is to get this car finished, because it's got 4 doors and 5 seats. I can enjoy that car with the whole family, which means I'll probably get a lot more use out of it now by moving this car on. Obviously frees up some funds that I can then speed the process up on this car a little bit, which is exciting. Bittersweet, but exciting. I'm gonna take it for, I guess, one last drive. Got to take the plates off. I do want to keep the plates, so change the plates over and then we'll bring it home. When I get back, I want to introduce you guys to the new owner. And this story is pretty special. And this is where it all gets a little bit dangerous. It's like the breakup sex when your missus is moving out. You start getting like mixed messages. Start falling in love all over again. I've had some really, really good times in this car. Channel car. Yeah. Cadillac's a channel car. Got all the crew. Hey yo, what's the retail on one of those?
More than you can afford now.
Blow it, baby, blow it. Oh yeah, number one's blown. No good, mate, no good. Fuck.
Go straight to hospital.
Oh god. Looks weird without plates on it. Oh. This doesn't feel nice. But let's go swap them over. Oh. Had to do one last pass run. Thanks, old girl. Chilly this morning. Boost weather, baby.
Yeah.
Picked the time for it.
Very much so.
So, new owner. Jacob, thanks for taking the time to have a quick yarn with us all.
No worries.
You shamelessly slid into my DMs. Asked me if I wanted to sell it. A car that wasn't for sale. And I kind of gave you a thanks but no thanks in a roundabout polite way, of course.
Yep.
But you weren't no ordinary marketplace vlog. You're pretty persistent. Where were you at? Where were you? You'd obviously been thinking about this for a while. You'd been stewing on it a while. You don't just jump on and message someone and ask them to sell their car.
No. So obviously, my father had it for a number of years. Ended up selling it to your mate, I believe.
Kurt,
Kurt.
Yep.
Kurt sold it to you, and yeah, I'd obviously sort of always been there, and I'd seen you around town and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, my father unfortunately passed away, and we've got his Tirana that he had, and that's all memories, obviously.
Yeah.
So, and this is a memory, you know, growing up that we had, and just one night I was
Feeling extra sentimental?
Yeah, extra sentimental, and I thought, I'll just hit you up out of the blue as politely as possible.
Yeah.
And as you said, obviously, at the time, probably understandably hesitant to go through with it.
Yeah.
And then, a week later, I got the shock of my life.
Jacob's dad did buy this as a stock VS Ute. I think it was the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. This wasn't a very old car at the time. This is a 95 model. And it was stock. He's done essentially everything. The only thing that's different about the car now is the wheels and the diff gears. It had a bit of a body kit on it and stuff. I think if Brad was still around, he would have taken it off by now as well. I had no intention of selling it.
Yeah.
But as I've said in the past, this does a lot of sitting around because I can't put both my kids in it.
Yeah.
If I can free up some funds to finish my SLE, it sort of made sense. And the fact that I guess the car's going home. You know what I mean? It comes with a great story that you get your dad's car back essentially exactly as he had it as well. I'm honestly genuinely happy for you and your family that this is going to be, I can only imagine how much it means to you guys.
Yeah.
And like you and your brother came around the other day. Actually, fun fact, I had this car painted about 4.5 years ago. And your brother was working at the panel shop where it went. There was a couple of small differences in the car, and you guys would have been pretty young when your dad sold it, right?
Oh yeah, I was 13, 14.
Yeah. But as soon as he jumped in it and smelt it, he goes, I think this is my dad's ute.
Yeah, it was a magical moment. I remember when he called me up.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously found the documentation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
So I've found, I'll grab it actually. This folder, which I think your dad gave to Kurt and then Kurt gave to me, it's got all the receipts for all the work that's in it and any work that's been done after. So there's receipts with your dad's name on it, with Kurt's name on it, with my name on it. It's still got the spare key. What 1995 car still has the spare key with it? So all that's in there. I want to give that to you, mate. That's yours.
Thanks, Heaps.
She's been cleaned. She did one last parts run for me.
Looks
and
$1,000,000.
She's ready to go to her new home.
Yeah.
I guess this is it. Give you those, mate.
No worries.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Look after it, mate.
Yeah,
Look after it.
will do. Thank you.
Thanks for giving it a great home.
Yeah.
I am going to miss it. I know I'm going to miss it.
Yep.
But I don't think I'm going to regret it.
No,
I think
thanks for the opportunity.
It's going to be a good thing.
Yep.
I'm super stoked.
It's been amazing you looked after.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything.
No worries, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to grab the gate for you.
Cool.
And you can take it home.
All right.
And then I'll wait until you leave before I start crying.
No worries.
done. Oh, and there it is. The empty space where it used to sit. I know in my heart of hearts this was the right thing to do, to move this project forward, get it finished. I think I'm going to get more use out of that car than I have the Ute over the last few years. I can probably count on my fingers the amount of times I've taken it out in the last 2 years, but it still sucks. But it's the end of an era for me. The good thing is Jacob and his family are local to me, so it'll still be around, you know what I mean? I'm still going to see it at coffee meets, I'm still going to see it at events and things like that. And the good thing about it going to that particular home is that now this car will live forever. There's every likelihood that I would have changed everything on it, and there's, you know, risk that something could have happened to it later on if we're racing and things like that, whereas now it's going to be a prized possession for the family. It'll go back and sit with Brad's other car, his Tirana, as well. They're just going to be cherished memories for the family. Like I say, it's a pretty special story that the car has now come full circle, and honestly I think it's the only reason that I considered letting it go, because of the home that it was going to. Other people have offered me money for that car in the past. There's some of you viewers who have offered to buy it. Other people that have seen it online have wanted it, but I think she's gone to the right home. Somewhat somber moment to finish off the video. We're going to be moving on with other projects. We've got the wagon to get sorted. We've got another big build in the process, and I've just picked up some parts, as you saw before, for the SLE, so we can start putting that back together. So there's no shortage of work. There will be no shortage of content. Street car content. You obviously didn't like the four-wheel drive content. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for joining us. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.